buenos dias a todos. Just thank you. I'm honored to hang with you for 5 or 6 minutes because Duff told me I got frequent flyer miles for Zoom calls. So here I am. And I know you have a lot to do, even though you're doing it virtually. And I know that a lot of you, most of you, are still plugging away in your day jobs. I have to keep um, correcting reporters who say, now that school is closed, now that there's no, no, school, the building's closed, school's still going on. And I think our members, those of you who are taking this Saturday, of course, you couldn't go to the beach in a lot of places. It's really hard in Wisconsin to go to the beach, but you're trying to find ways to make a meaningful learning experience for your kids. I know that a lot of our members are spending this Memorial Day weekend just trying to figure out what they're going to do on Tuesday. And I've had a lot of, I sit on this couch. There's a couch behind this thing here. They taught me how to do Zoom magic so you wouldn't see my unmade bed and the couch I've been sitting on for 2 months. I do a lot of interviews. We are the cool kids. Everyone wants to know about education. A reporter called me about advice for parents in lockdown who were trying to keep their kids together and they're, from pulling out their own hair. And any advice for, what we can be doing with our kids. And I think she expected recipes and science projects in the kitchen and board games and the best of Netflix. The Good Place, by the way. Best of Netflix is The Good Place. Check it out. I went in a different direction. And I told her about one of the teachers, a member, who called me to brag about how creative her colleagues were, how they were doing homework packet for kids who don't have the internet, how bus drivers were still driving their bus routes, but this time they were delivering lunches and schoolwork packets. And she was doing Zoom classes with others of her kids that did have the internet. And she started giggling about something that was going on in a video class. And all of a sudden, she burst into tears and she started crying. And then she went, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. This is so unprofessional. She goes, but I don't know what I'm doing. I'm so worried. I'm getting it all wrong. I know I could be doing more. I'm so tired. Now, I had just been on Fox News and I got tears in my eyes on Fox News, and not just because it was Fox News. The reporter was asking me about our plans for kids who had fallen behind. How are we going to get them caught up with reading, writing, and arithmetic? And I said, we're professionals. We will get them caught up. I'm not saying it's going to be easy, but I'm saying that's what we do. We will figure that one out. But getting them caught up on reading, writing, and arithmetic may be the least of our problems because our students are experiencing trauma. And all of us are experiencing trauma that's caused by uncertainty and fear and finding out the world is not the safe place we thought it was, that we're not in control of the things we thought we were. And when we all come back together, we will actually need some time to heal. And my advice to that reporter and to the parents and to you, don't apologize, not for tears, not for how you feel. Feel what you feel. We've lived through pretty horrific situations before. Mass shootings, tornadoes, floods, droughts, hurricanes. No one in all the world has experienced what all the world is living through right now at the same time. A dangerous, invisible virus outside our homes, easily contracted, no cure, no vaccine. And the only thing medical professionals can tell us to do is self-isolate. Don't contaminate each other. And stress shows itself in all sorts of ways. This is a stressful time. Sustained long periods of fear and uncertainty cause stress. These virtual meetings, oh Lord, last week I went from Maine to North Dakota to Hawaii. And today I'm in Wisconsin and I've never left my couch. So we are finding ways to connect, but it's different. You feel it. The energy you get from being around people, from giving folks a hug and saying, so good to see you. We all feel a little starved right now. And it comes out in sadness and tears and anger and anxiety and even depression. We're educators. We rule the world. We're unionists. Don't mess with us. We're made of steel. But we're also human beings. And every human being is going through something that's very, very tough. And for some of us, we get through this because our work is so important. Inside a classroom or inside a union meeting, real virtual, our jobs, our mission is we're supposed to love someone else's child. And because of this horrible situation, this horrible, awful isolation, it's tougher. But we have something. We have each other. And I'm so grateful. Folks keep calling me, people I don't even know. They know my email. I've given out my cell phone number to way too many people. They're calling me and they're telling me about something they're excited about. Lily, I wanted you to know that we're doing this with our superintendent. We've never worked with our superintendent before. What I've seen is like a miracle. Teachers and bus drivers and lunch ladies and custodians and principals and counselors and parents and the administration, they're showing up for kids. And if you asked me a month ago, how long would it take to have 3 million educators find some way to serve 52 million school kids? Instead of sitting in their classrooms, they'll be sitting at their kitchen tables in 52 million houses all over the country. How long would that take? I'd say, 1,000 years. Certainly not overnight. But you're making it work overnight. You're trying something and then it doesn't work and you go, okay, let's not do that again. And you try something else and it does work and you're getting ideas from each other. All the while, you're going through your own trauma. And you are amazing and you are heroes. And the medical community will be given a ticker tape parade in every main street in this country if there is any justice at all. They are the frontline soldiers. They are giving up their lives and I honor their service. But educators, we are keeping the home fires burning. And you are making life hopeful for families, giving them something meaningful to think about, to learn during this horrible time. And I'm not a scientist, but I know this. I know today we are one step closer to ending this crisis. And tomorrow we'll be one step closer still. And when we emerge into the sunlight someday, when the medical community and not some politician, when the medical infectious disease scientists say it's safe to return to the buildings where we worked, nothing will be the same. At least that's my hope. I hope we don't go back to the way things were. Because the way things were some kids never did have what they needed. And some educators were never given what they needed. They had to buy things out of their own pockets, right? I know I did. I hope we don't go back to that. And it's more than that, though. The press I talk to is so focused on wanting me to say a date. When do you think that schools will be open again? Give me a date. Is it September 1? Is it summer school? When's the date? And they're focused on when. We're focused on how. There's no one who wants to go back to seeing their kids face to face more than the educators who love them. But we want school to start up again when it's safe. And we know what has to be done. Teachers need to be involved in helping plan how we're going to distance. We're creative people, we can figure it out. Custodians need to be involved in planning how we're going to disinfect. This is different than just making sure it's clean. We want that village of educators, the teachers, the support professionals, the school nurse, the school psychologists, the counselors, the people who are going to be dealing with their health, physical and mental. health. We want all hands on deck. And we're going to need a lot of resources to open schools safe. And that's why, here's the business part of my little speech. We need Congress to send us help the same way they sent help to all those businesses who were going to have to lay off workers. They said, well, you certainly don't want to have to lay off workers. Well, schools don't want to have to lay off workers either. We need you to contact your senator. The House has already passed the HEROES Act. I love the name. And now the Senate, Mitch McConnell, is saying it's dead on arrival because it's not helping businesses. It's helping public service, like a public school, like public health, like your firefighters. We need Congress to pass the HEROES Act, and it sends direct earmarked help to your school districts for the funding that keep educators' jobs until the state and local tax revenue that's been falling off a cliff picks up. So today, you go to NEA.org/COVID action. We want action on COVID. NEA.org/COVID action. You put in your zip code, up pops your 2 senators. You give them a piece of your mind. You know what to say to them. This pass the HEROES Act so that we can get the hero educators back on the job when schools are open and our kids are counting on us. With your voice, millions of our members, parents, the public who found a new appreciation for us, we're going to move the Senate to act so school buildings can open safely. But here's what we've discovered. And I want to end with this. That building never was who we are. Who we are, we carry inside of us. And that virus, damn it, I keep doing this. That virus did not stop us from being who we are. You are in this meeting right now, not because it's fun, not because you got frequent flyer miles. You are here because you love someone else's child, because you honor who we are. And we carry that inside of us. Whether we walk into a school or a union office, whether we march in a rally, no one and nothing, not some damn virus, can stop us from being who we are. Who you are brought you into this cyberspace to lift up your voice, to lift up your love. And I want to thank you, Duff. Duff, you are amazing. You have always had an amazing team. I don't know what you feed people in Wisconsin. I think it's a lot of cheese, but it is, whatever it is, we should all be taking it. What you're doing for the state of Wisconsin, for your members, for your students, for your communities, all of you on this call. Thank you for keeping the lights on in this dark time. And I'm coming to the end of my term. And it may be the last time I have to tell you all how much I love you. I love who we are. And it is the honor of my life to be the smallest part of us. Stay safe. Be well. Thank you, Deb. Thank you, WEAC. Nos vemos muy pronto. Hope to see you soon.